Hello, Backdroppers. It's November 29th, 2018, and this is the fortnightly community outreach meeting where we talk about ways to get people talking about Backdrop. And so we could loosely refer to this as marketing, but in this world, we call it outreach. We've got a lot of tools to get people talking about Backdrop and communicating about Backdrop and getting the word out there. It's been some interesting discussions on the forum, actually, around like things like the birthday party, for example, where I saw a Bulgarian post something about like, hey, I would love to find other Bulgarians that are interested in Backdrop, but I'm not quite sure how to do that. So I think that it's one of the areas that we still have lots of lots of room for an improvement to make it so that people can just find each other, it looks like. I mean, we're getting a lot of interest all around the world. It's just all of those people still feel rather isolated. So tools that we've got to help improve the situation, we've got the main website, of course. And it's not on the agenda here, but I also want to call out again, like how effective it seems like the forum has been. That seems to be a place where a lot of people come and they make their first comments on the forum site, which is a little bit surprising. I thought that like GitHub would have been a more easy place for people to jump in and just post comments, but I think maybe GitHub just looks like too much work is going on here. And the forum, on the other hand, it's like people just jump right in and post amazing things, like the feedback that we had posted today or yesterday around just like, hey, I'm a new person, I installed Backdrop. Here's what I think. Like, just really great commentary there, and also just great responses from the community members. So the forum, still a big hit. I don't think we have ways to improve the forum in this meeting, but I think that there's some items during the dev meeting. So let's see. So on the website, other ways that we can improve it right now. Let's see. We have this longstanding issue that we need to improve the findability of modules, themes, and layouts, and that's issue 442 from the website itself, which is also some of the feedback we received from this morning's blog post or forum post, that finding stuff is still a little bit weird. Let's see. We're also working on improving the homepage demo link, which is captured in the Backdrop ops / Backdrop CMS issue. Let's see. Find which one it is. 476. That we're likely going to be moving away from using Pantheon for the demo links and make it so that people can spin up demos without creating an account of any kind. And that should just make it so that there's less friction for people that want to try out Backdrop. And then move things like Pantheon and other hosting providers to a secondary page. We had talked about doing a video as well. Actually, just a video in general that was like, a summary of here's what Backdrop can do would be pretty amazing. We don't have any such videos, I don't think, for just a general, like a marketing demo of Backdrop. We've got lots and lots of demos that are presentations. We've probably got upwards of 30 of those at least, where they're presentation style demos, but we don't have anything that's like a marketing like demo that is, just a screen share with a scripted voiceover, maybe some little background music. Something like that would be quite handy. We had been thinking about having that hypothetical video play while spinning up a demo, but it looks like demos using the tool that we're planning on will be able to spin up within a matter of seconds. So that might not be the best time. Or maybe we could just play the video and people just keep watching it even after the demo is ready.
Do you have any update, Nate, with regards to using Tugboat? Did you get much You have made progress there?
Progress there. I have gotten it so that a copy of backdropcms.org has a settings page and can validate and create a sandbox. So yeah, I mean that's actually gotten pretty far, but I haven't wired it up in any special way to make a dedicated page yet. So it's really just like the functionality is there, but the user interface for creating a sandbox is not yet. We'll probably want some kind of like progress indicator, throbber, or something simple like that.
Well, what would it take? Like, is there a ticket that tracks the actual integration with it, with the site? Like, should we have a ticket for that just to create the page for it?
I think we should.
I'm going to create a ticket for it then.
Thank you. Let's see. Oh, we've got create backdrop demo site 422. Nate is working on a tugboat demo site. Yeah, so 422. I think that's the best issue. I'm gonna put that in the agenda so we can. Oh no, that's 442. Okay, yeah, 422 is for the tugboat demo. 476 is about basically removing Pantheon.
Okay.
Let's see. We also mentioned, here's something that could use an issue though, is
I think I created one for it. The one with the pillars, you say, yeah.
Okay, the pillars. Is it?
Yeah, I call them audience personas. So it's ticket 484.
Okay, personas. Okay, I'm gonna add, or would you add pillars and audiences just to the description somewhere in here so that audiences and pillars would show up in searching?
Yep.
Okay, thanks for this. Okay, so we also have a suggestion to make it so that right now our homepage is very developer heavy, has a lot of developer reasons why you should be using Backdrop, but not so great for like a business owner or a nonprofit or business, giving them reasons why Backdrop is a good fit for them. So we'd like to make individual pages about why Backdrop is good for agencies or why Backdrop is good for educational markets and stuff like that. And even though it might have the same information repeated, just giving people a page that says why Backdrop is good for them specifically would perhaps convince people that match those personas that we identify that the Backdrop is a good fit for them. Okay, let's see. Writing regular blog posts. We've got, Tim, since you're here, this one blog post that we've got up here at the top, maintaining modules for Backdrop. Looks like you had volunteered or been assigned to this, this article. Is that likely to happen?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So first of all, I did write that one about the birthday party last month or 2 weeks ago, and we never posted it. So I was waiting on some feedback. I never got any, and I just decided it was the holidays. We could wait till after Thanksgiving anyways. But we should probably get that one up pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind getting some feedback. The contrib module stuff, I have been I've got a Google Doc that I've been personally using to just I've been asking questions. Some of you have noticed that over the last week or two, and accumulating some of your answers. And so I'm close to being able to write that one as well. So we might want to release those a week apart or something. And I'll want feedback on both. But maybe we do the birthday party first. I just wanted to, do people have any? Was that a good topic? And two, if anybody has a chance to look at it, let me know. I'll try to repost the link in Gitter in a minute.
Yeah. No. And let's get the birthday party published as soon as possible. Even if like the chances of people attending a physical party are low, just continually reminding people like, wow, Backdrop is that old in the first place is a good thing.
Part of what Yeah, and part of the purpose of that post was to try. I think people are intimidated by the idea of planning a party because they think it has to be a big deal. And what I was trying to do, and I want feedback on whether or not I was successful in my draft, is try to lower the threshold and say all you got to do is post an announcement. Pick a bar, post an announcement, and show
It's
up.
a bar gathering,
right?
It's a bar gathering. Yeah, yeah.
And just try to like reassure folks that it doesn't have to be a big deal. Right? If they can convince one or two other people to join them, that's good enough. So that was kind of my goal with the blog post. I want one feedback on that idea, if that's smart and if I'm accomplishing that in the article or not. So I'll go ahead and post it, and please give me some feedback, and then we'll get it on the site.
Great. Also, a new blog post that I'm giving to myself. I'm not sure that I really should, though, considering I've been really poor about blog posts in the past, is that we have a new core committer coming on in the very near future. That's not been officially announced, but one is has been solicited to see if they would be interested and has accepted. So we've got that coming down the pipeline very soon, which is very exciting. Let's see, other blog post ideas like joining the Software Freedom Conservancy. We still have some time, but it's getting really short. Like this past week after Black Friday and Cyber Monday and everything like that is Giving Tuesday, which was a good opportunity for it to solicit donations. But really, the holiday season is prime time for donations because people are trying to get donations, or they're like it's the opportunity for them to make tax deductible donations before the end of the year, and it's also like the season of giving. So it's prime time for collecting donations right now. And so writing up about how we're part of the Conservancy and how you can donate through the Conservancy to benefit Backdrop is a great time to be getting that information out there as well. So we can write up about the Conservancy and how Backdrop is a member of it. Security discussions, we just get a lot of questions about Backdrop releases or Backdrop security policies, and maybe writing up something about that. Any integrations with third-party partners, hosting providers or CDNs. Another community spotlight if we wanted to feature somebody in the community that has been doing a lot of work. There's always the opportunity to write up a blog post about spotlighting an individual. And then, going into January, we'll have the blog post for Backdrop 1.12. You guys have any other ideas or things that you guys would be interested in writing up about? No? Okay. Lastly, on the website topic, Backdrop Planet has been discussed using Aggregator to pull in Backdrop-related news from people's individual blogs. It's been noted here that we have a demand for content. Like a lot of people they want to see more Backdrop information posted regularly, but we don't have enough people writing about Backdrop on a regular basis still. And so what we've been doing for the time being is really encouraging people to post directly onto backdropcms.org directly as blog posts. And if you're interested in creating content, let us know, and we can make you into an editor on the site to create and publish blog posts directly on backdropcms.org. But longer term, if it does look like there's a sufficient capacity for or sufficient supply of people writing blog posts, we can put together a Planet which aggregates Backdrop news from around people's individual blogs.
I think we could take that off the agenda for now, because I think we kind of decided to kick that can down the road a little bit in terms of actually launching a Backdrop Planet and just try to get more content first.
Yeah,
okay.
I was doing a pretty good job maintaining the external mentions portion of the site. And if you take a look at that history, you will see there's not very frequent mentions or blog posts specifically about Backdrop. It could be comparisons between Backdrop and Drupal, but not Backdrop specific. So if we reach a point where people just produce a lot of material, then yes. But now at the moment, I don't think that it would be worth spending effort on that.
Okay.
But it's good to have it on the roadmap there.
Yep.
Before we leave the website, can I go back to the forum quickly?
Yeah, sure.
So I just want to reaffirm, Nate, what you said. You said you thought people would be more comfortable in GitHub, and I really think, personally, coming from my perspective, taking a topic to GitHub feels a little more intimidating than the forum. So I get why people are going to the forum first, and I think particularly for beginners, I think we could do a better job of encouraging people. I tried to do that recently, like in that last post yesterday, to encourage newbies to start contributing more feedback on modules. I feel like dipping my toes, or our toes here, in the module maintainership, it's sometimes nice to get some feedback. And I think people are maybe a little reluctant to do that sometimes because they feel like, well, if they stick their nose in GitHub, then they're, maybe they have to do work or something. So that was one thought. The other thing, I just wanted to get some feedback. I have been forwarding some of, I feel like there's been a little bit of increase of activity in the forum, and I don't know if some of it has been me soliciting people to respond. Like, I can't always respond to everybody's questions, but I've done two things. One, I don't know if everybody knows it, but I've been helping a little bit with the Twitter feed. So I've been trying to tweet about topics in the forum to get more people participating, and also posting them in Gitter. And I just want feedback from, is anybody bothered by that, or is that people think that?
I personally find it very useful that you post the things on Gitter, because I'm a GitHub person. I don't lurk around the forum. So it's good, like, especially with this article or anything that's equally important or requires feedback from one of us. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if anybody has feedback, they can contact me personally too. So.
Yeah, conversely, the Twitter feed, I also have been finding that to be helpful, just to solicit more responses there. I think that's been a good thing, as long as the volume of tweets doesn't exceed like a threshold, of like 2 or 3 tweets a day. Then, as long as we have the additional space to be posting those tweets, I think that is a really beneficial thing.
Yeah, if we can get a couple of people, this is fun, because we had, I see that you're editing the agenda for the Drupal South Canberra thing. Our business had tweeting strategy sort of like organized, and they agreed on the same thing, that too many tweets, they just become annoying, and people unsubscribe or what have you. Sorry, I don't have a Twitter, so I wouldn't know. I don't have an account. So maybe if at the end of each day, or maybe a summary of 2 or 3 forum posts, if we do have that many, like the most interesting ones would be good. Or even a single one, like favorite topic of the day in the forum, something like that.
Yeah.
Nate, with the videos that you were saying earlier, were you thinking to actually, I'm not sure how we're going budget-wise, to actually hire a person with a professional voice to get a short video? Because I think that would be a good idea. The reason why, let me explain the reason why I'm asking that is, like, recently I've been, our company has been asked to produce video tutorials, small tutorial videos for the GovCMS distribution, and I've been doing that. But I realized post recording the videos that my accent is not the best, or my workflow, so it's not what you call it, marketing grade. So there's people with better voices, the radio voices that you hear. So I think that for that short, a few second video that we are planning, or that we were thinking of adding at the Sandbox page, the landing page for the tugboat, I think if we hired actually a person would be really good.
Yeah, we've got a wide number of people I know that I've asked them, like, hey, like, you've got a great voice. Would you be interested in doing a video, like just reading the captions? We'd have to write the script for them. But I know a number of people that would be down for that. I know some of them might be good for different purposes, but I know, well, she didn't volunteer for this particular one, but my colleague at Lullabot, Sally Young, is got a really excellent British accent. So and she narrates very nicely. So that's one candidate that we could potentially pursue. I don't think that we necessarily need to pay people, but we do need to write the script for them, which we would have to do kind of anyway. So
yeah.
Yeah, great ideas. Yeah, if you're thinking about organizing that, but what you think is really missing is the person to read the script, like, we can figure that out for sure. We've got lots of people to draw from. I think that we could solicit for narration.
Yeah, and the main question there would be that, like, there's so many things to talk about Backdrop, but what would you, like, if we had a 10-second short TV or radio ad, what would we say? Like, I thought about that while I was doing tutorial videos, and the scripts for tutorial videos are totally different than, marketing videos. So I'm not like, do we have marketing people on board? I think we do.
Yeah, we've got Facet Interactive as a marketing agency that helps. They meet up with Jen every single week, actually, to talk about Backdrop related content and functionality. They actually also, this is in the blog post category, but anything that people feel like this would be a really interesting topic, but they don't want to take the time to actually write it all out, if you outline it and then send it over to, I guess right now kind of Jen is the linchpin here, but send it to info@backdropcms.org. Then we can communicate that to Facet, and they'll actually write the blog post for us. All that we have to do is just provide the outline, and then they'll turn it into something that is a readable, human-friendly format.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay, let's see. Speaking of blog posts and writing things in a human readable format, newsletters are also a tool that we have available to us. I'm going to check out what we have, because I've been getting regular updates from MailChimp every single time we and like every week here. So let's see, our summary right now for Backdrop on the mailing list. We've got 1,542 people subscribed to our mailing list. Like, that's a lot of people, like, that we have direct access, maybe not quite to their inbox, but somewhere near it, the way email works today. So, I mean, that's a great tool that we have to push news out to people. And even though the topics are probably pretty similar to blog posts, or we could double up, basically, when we write blog posts, we can send out newsletters to those people saying that we have new blog posts. We have that great tool available.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, so first, if you want to have something in a newsletter, the right thing to do is probably to write an article first, and then we can reuse that in the newsletter. Let's see. Yeah, videos.
When was the last newsletter, and are we due for one? Do you know? If you don't know, that's okay.
Yeah, I would have to sign into MailChimp to take a look, but I would imagine the last one was probably the release one. We tend to do a mailing item every release, so probably back in September. So yes, we're due.
Will it be like once a month?
I'm not sure if we have a policy on that, but once a month sounds appropriate.
Okay. I wouldn't do a newsletter just for the birthday party, but if we did one soon, that would be a good thing to announce. And to encourage, like if we had the blog post, send people to the blog post. Anyways, that's all.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's move on to videos. We already kind of talked about videos a little bit. We have some other ideas. How to do unbranded pages, how to update a Pantheon site with Backdrop, how to port tests, lots of potential options there. It looks like at one point we set up a tag in the backdropcms.org issue queue on GitHub for videos for potential topics there. So if you've got other ideas about videos that you might be interested in putting together or that you would like to see, you can post that to the backdropcms.org queue with the label videos.
Yeah, actually, there's a few tags for content, that's blog post, that's documentation, that's newsletter, and that's video. So there's a few tags there in the GitHub queue.
Yeah. Let's see. Twitter, we've always got tweets that we can rely upon. I'm not going to recap over this because we don't have any new things in the Twitter topic in the agenda, and we already covered it. We also would like to get Backdrop mentioned in non-Backdrop news sources. So general news places that post general information about technology or PHP, we can try to get Backdrop mentioned in those sources.
Yeah, what I usually do is maybe once every month, I just Google search Backdrop CMS. And because I've already visited most of the articles, if I see any of the results in the list in the first couple of pages that have not visited, I just check it out. Usually that's how I get the mentions.
Yeah, great.
But yeah, it would be good if everybody has that in mind. So even if you don't have the time or access to add the mention to the site, if you mention that article on our Gitter channel, then I will pick it up and I'll add the mention.
What do you mean by add the mention?
We have a content type on b.org that is called external mentions. Yeah. So I've been doing that regularly. I just spent maybe a couple of years ago, I just spent some time gathering all of them. And then ever since I was slowly adding to that, and now it has become quite a list of mentions.
So I think your mentions are other articles about sort of Backdrop that other people have done. I think
yes.
Sort of Nate's point right now is like if we could get, articles about CMSs that mention,
okay, I get it.
A mention of Backdrop in that, right? And how do we do that systematically? So, and I don't have an answer for that, but that's a slightly different thing, although there's some overlap.
Yes, terminology overlap there.
Yeah, that's actually interesting, Gregory. It's basically, it's funny, I hadn't even seen this page before, but it's under news, and then the third item down into the drop-down is mentions. But essentially what you've done is you've created a curated Planet feed, essentially,
Yeah.
Only nobody needs to send their information because you find it. Got quite the purry cat there, Luke.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I muted you. Okay, let's see. Events and meetups. Let's see. Last week, Jen was at the NP Dev Summit. Was that last week? And so she did a presentation at that bar camp style event, just showing Backdrop to nonprofit representatives that were gathered there. That's the 4th year that we've been represented at the Nonprofit Developer Summit, and it's always a good opportunity. They're always glad to see us there because there's a lot of people that have Drupal sites and a lot of people that are trying to figure out a way to manage them. And also a lot of people that use Civi CRM. And right now, Civi CRM and Backdrop are a great pairing. probably one of the best ways to run Civi, actually. So that went well. Next events that we've got coming up, Drupal South. Gregory, do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, so this is happening next Monday, Tuesday, and there's a sprint on Wednesday. I wanted to file for a presentation because it's been a couple of years since Drupal South 2016 when we were invited to talk about Backdrop, but it so happens to coincide with the big GovCMS platform that we have taken over. So basically, all the people from the company that I work for, besides one, are there, and they are all like, we have like 6 sessions or something. And I was kindly asked not to do any presentation this year because it would lessen the chances of the rest of the sessions to be accepted. So but it would be practically me around the corridors, and if people ask, what do I do? Well, if they want to find more information about Backdrop, yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, great. Thanks, Gregory.
Yeah.
And then Backdrop birthday parties coming up January 15th. Tam, I saw you said threw your hat in there as well, saying you're down for doing Twin Cities.
Yeah.
As well, which sounds awesome.
I'm going to do one for sure. I just have to figure out where it's going to be. But
yep.
Like hell or high water, I'm going to have one.
Great. And then meetups and events, we've got a forum there for meetups and events. That's where like things like the birthday party have been noted, as well as the Backdrop CMS Summit that happened at BADCamp, Las Vegas meetup. So if you have ideas for meetups, you can post them there. We already talked about the birthday party, and that's it. There's online user group from Tim. Is that something that you want to cover?
I'm just going to mention quick what I'm thinking about. This is a selfish thing. I'm like moving from dealing with Backdrop config management with like myself to dealing with multiple people and running into issues. And it's like, I'd really like to talk to other people that are doing config management with Backdrop. And we don't have a user group locally. So I just thought maybe I'd just schedule something virtual. And maybe that became like a monthly thing where we picked a topic. And I'm not asking anybody else to like add one more meeting to their agenda, but if there's 2 or 3 other people that are interested in that, I may announce something in the next few days. If anybody has ideas or thoughts on that, let me know. Okay, so I just do a Google Hangout.
Good.
So part of it would be who's interested in terms of scheduling that at the right time. Like what time of day or what day a week is good. So if you're interested, let me know so I can figure that part out.
Great.
That's all.
And are you thinking recorded or offline? Or offline, not recorded?
Hadn't actually got that far, but I would assume that if we did it on Google Hangouts, we could easily record it and leave it up. So that would be good too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds great. Yeah, kind of maybe a less formal, less repetitive version of these meetings.
Right. I don't feel comfortable like bringing up my questions about config management in these meetings, right? So it's an opportunity to do something like that. And I think that might attract a different type of person.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, well, that does it for the community outreach meeting for today. We'll be meeting up again here in about 15 minutes to talk about developer tasks. Do you guys have any last words or anything you'd like to say? Okay, well, let's meet up again. Thank you, everybody, for joining the meeting. Thank you guys out there for watching, and we'll catch you guys soon. Bye.